So what is next? Well, Pacific Northwest Kai's over here has a nice little deck profile for you other Kais out there. Starting with your Son Goku, full size power Son Goku. It's so good. I'm so excited to show you guys this deck. If you guys didn't know what the leader does, on its front side, his Son Goku, just standard. Son Goku GT though. We can't use any of those like feet Kamehamehas with him, unfortunately. But he's so good. I'm telling you guys, he's so good. So if you didn't know what he does, his auto is when this card attacks a leader card, you may choose one card in your life, add it to your hand, and draw one card. So he does get a nice little hand advantage, so you can't be crippled by those hand destruction decks like Toa and things like that, because you can self-awaken as well. So you don't have to like wait for that Shinron or anything that just basically just stalls you out and don't really want to attack you and things like that. Well, guess what? This guy self-awakens, and the best part about this self-awakener is not the only thing he's a Saiyan, but also he doesn't draw two cards. He also just untaps two. So when he awakens, when his life's at 4 or less, he untaps two energy. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, like I really am a big fan of self-awakener leaders, and when I found this guy out, because he was a green leader. He's one of the rare green leaders that self-awakens. Not too many that do it. I think Lord Slug does it himself. But when I found out this guy was a Saiyan and he self-awakens, I knew I had to jump on him. He's been out for a while. He came out the Draft Box 3. We're about to get a Draft Box 4 sometime next week. So I'm excited to tell you guys about this guy. He was basically, I believe he was probably one of the worst leaders out of that Draft Box. I believe the baby Vegeta baby came out of it as well, which is really good. And then Krillin was good at first and kind of underplayed. So anyways, that's where you guys can find this guy, is in that Draft Box 3. So on his awakened side, he is full-size power Son Goku. We don't really care too much about his permanent, but he's really good against like Kaba decks or against like decks that swarm, because his permanent says when your opponent has 4 or more battle cards, this attack cannot be negated. And then you might be like, okay, 115k attacker, that's not really anything special. Well, guess what? Not only did when this card attacks, it draws 1 card, and he also gets a 5k attack power bonus as well, and that's really good. And also when this card attacks you, and if your opponent has 4 or more battle cards in play, this card gains quadruple strike. There's not too many cards in this game that has quadruple strike, and this leader is the only leader that gets quadruple strike, other than like some Jiren cards and stuff like that, but no one plays Jiren. Anyways, getting right into the deck profile. We play 4 Raditz the Oppressor, and the reason why I like to play this guy is because not only he puts those blue decks in check that want to kind of ramp up on you, like just aggressively. Also because he replaces himself, he's a draw 1 and he's red, so it's pretty easy to get him out. He keeps your hand full, that way you can get around, like I said, those crippling effects from your opponents, and also combo it off the battle area. That way you don't have to combo from your hand to try to get some of your multi-plays out. And then you have Brawly Demonic Origins. He's really good, but we're mostly using him for energy because he has energy exhaust. But he also has a permanent that says when you play this card and you also already have a multicolor card in your energy, like a red and green card in your energy or something like that. Yeah, red and green card in your energy, you can charge him in active mode. That's really good. But if you wanted to play him, when you do play this guy, he's only 2 costs of red and green. Your opponent does discard 1 card, so you can play a little hidden destruction there too. And then we're playing 4 Furthering Destruction Champas. I really like Furthering Destruction Champa. I like to spice it up. It's not so much a surprise anymore how it used to be when you were playing a deck and all of a sudden someone combos you with a Furthering Destruction Champa and you're like, oh wow, they play that? You're like, yeah, I play that. So it's really good because it gives anyone your attacking battle cards double strike, and you don't have to declare it. I like to declare it anyways, just to make sure if I'm playing like Hidden Power East Kai, because that one you have to declare because it's choose up to 1. This one is automatic, so it doesn't lose that double strike regardless if you forget to say, yeah, I want it on that card. So he's really good for that. Then we're playing 4 Mach Speeds Kaioken Son Gokus. This card's really good, like I said, against those Kaba decks, those little like baby decks, or not baby decks, but decks that play those little small guys trying to ramp up to their big guys, you know, like teeter up there. Because this guy is a counterplay card, so when we have that multicolor green and red energy, or just any multiplayer, but for a multicolor card, but for this that we're using red and green, you can play this card for 2 energy. On your opponent's turn, you get neg 2 battle cards if you like, but up to 2 basically. 1 for 10k and 1 for 5k, and that can really spread out and make a difference. And then we're playing 4 of the Fated Kaioken Son Gokus. You can only really play this card if you have a Saiyan leader. That's why I kind of didn't put it in my other green leader decks because I didn't really. All the other green leaders weren't really that good. A couple of them were good. They were okay, but they didn't self-awaken like this guy does. He self-awakens, and then when you awaken, you play and you have this guy in the battle area. It's so good. So if you didn't know what he does, he's a rival for red green. So you pay one. You have to have them both in your energy area. One red card, one green card, or at least a multicolored card that's red and green. And then you pay one red energy and one green energy, not just one multicolored energy. You have to pay 2 separate energies for that. The rival, you can use 1 card, but the energy cost you have to use 2. And then when you can play this card, his permanent is only 1 Kaioken can be played in your battle area, so you can't stack them up, unfortunately. And then you can only have 1 at a time. But when you do play this card, you can choose 1 card from your life and add it to your hand. And if your leader card is the same card, which is ours is, this card gains double strike and dual attack. That is a lot of pressure for 2 energy. That's a lot of pressure. So you can technically get this guy off turn 2. So that is really good for us because we really want to pummel our opponent down quick and fast. But if it does go to the long game, we got the long game. So then we're playing 3 SSB Gogeta Resonant Explosion. It's pretty much the same thing. It still follows our same rival tactics. If you need a red and green combo card, or red and green cards in your combo area, but it only costs 1 red energy, and it's on one already has a double strike, so you don't need to take a life. And then when you play this guy, you can KO one of your opponent's battle cards that's 4 or less. And then you also can't play another one during the same turn. So do be cautious of that. I know a lot of people try to play a lot and like spam them all out. You can spam 1 Faded Kaioken Son Goku and then 1 SSB Gogeta, but you can't do both. You can only do 1 at a time. You can spam this one the next turn, but this one, if you have one in battle area, you can't play another one. So be wise to that. Then we're playing 4 Urgent Aid Kami. It's the same thing as Raditz Oppressor. It's, like I said, you draw 1 card when you play it, so it replaces itself, and it kind of stops those untapping decks like unyielding and things like that. Because when your opponent does untap or play that Shinron or anything like that, then you could basically choose one of their energy and place it in a drop area. It's only once per turn, but if they try to get one over on you, you can really shut them down. We're playing 4 Vegeta the Cruels, another counterplay card, so good. This one's really even better because it really controls the dynamic of the battle area. Not only when you play this card on your opponent's turn, not only do you get to KO one of their battle cards that's 4 or less, but they have to warp 1 card out of their hand. So even if they don't have a battle card that's 4 or less, if they play like a 5 cost, 5 drop or something, or even a card that has barrier, they still have to warp 1 out of their hand. So it's really good for that too. Then we're playing 4 Piccolo Special Beam Cannon Unleash. Now, at first, I was thinking, like, what can I do to really put a lot of pressure on my opponent? And I didn't really know what else to put in there. Like, I put some counterplays, but I took those guys out because I didn't really care about... I have a lot of counterplays already. I didn't really care about too many, like Preemptive Strike and things like that. So, this guy, Piccolo Special Beam Cannon Unleashed, if you guys don't know what he does, really get on top of him. He's really good because when you do have that Faded Kaioken Son Goku or any Son Goku with 20k power, it just has to be solid 20k power. It can't be 20k power or more and things like that. But if you do have a that Son Goku that's 20k power, then you can play this guy for free, and that is really good. Simply just because if you when you play this guy, he's already a 20k beat stick, so that's really good in that aspect of it. But then once return, after you already attacked it with that Faded Kaioken Son Goku, you can place him to the drop. So 1 Son Goku battle area 20k or more to the drop, and you can choose a 2 or less battle card on your opponent's side of the battle area and send it to the drop or KO it. And it's also ignoring barrier as well, so that's really good. And then your opponent has to choose 2 cards from their hand and sends them to the drop as well. Or you can choose the other effect, which is choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So it's not ignoring barrier, but it can hit any battle card, so that's really good. Then we're playing 4 Surprise Attack Frieza. Since we KO a lot of things, we're running green. When you KO a battle card, then you can play this card for free. Yeah, it's really good because he's a 15k crit. Then we're playing the new Dropbox card, Mirror the Assault from the Skies. I really like him more so than the Creator Absorb Mirror. But the only downfall is that he costs 7 overwhelm instead of 4 overwhelm. He doesn't get that like infinite boost from the warp, but he already comes with double strike, so he saves you 1 less energy, and I like that. And he's also a 5k, like, you know, fight. He's not dead card in your hand, you know, outrun. So that's why I really like this deck, is because like a lot of cards you can just combo out. I mean, we have the Raditz, we have the Mox Speed Kyle Kens, we have the Kamis, we have the Vegeta the Cruels, we have the Piccolos. We can combo, and we also have the super combos, and we can combo all these guys. We don't have to hold in our hand and have all 10Ks in our hand while we're trying to conserve our energy, you know. Anyways, if you didn't know what this guy does, he already comes with Double Strike, and when you play this guy, or play this guy, but when you play him, you get to draw one card, and then at the end of it, if you, let's say you didn't get game or whatever, you're gonna tap one of your energies at the start of your opponent's next turn. So it gets around Tien, it gets around Raditz and Urgent Aid Commies and things like that. You still get that one energy just in case you couldn't finish him off because you had that 1K in your hand, which is really good, and you can save it for like Shocking Death Ball or counter. Then we're playing our super combos. We're playing is Defending Father Paragus. I really like this guy because you get the draw too. It really cycles through your deck. It's one of the best green super combos out there. It's pretty much one of the best super combos in the game. So draw 2 cards first and then you warp. Then we're playing SS3 Scramble Brawly, Vegeta, and it looks like Raditz. So we're playing these guys. Just because of the long game, we really want to beat them down fast. So if we get the 5 energy, we can easily combo up, combo red and green, and get this guy out. Just to kind of put that extra pressure. If you didn't know what this guy does, he's our rival for 3 red energy and 2 green energy. I know that's a lot, but you can also do this in your opponent's turn, which is cool. When you play this card, you take one life, you crit it, and then your opponent crits. You inflict 2 lives to your opponent. So they don't crit their life, but you crit your life, 1 life, and then they take 2 life. And then after that, when your opponent plays opponent combos with 2 cards, a 2-cost card or less, so like a super combo and reference, anything like that, you can choose one of their combo cards and send it to the drop. So if they try to combo with a super combo and you're like, okay, I'll let that slide, and they combo like a 1K combo or something like that, like a 4K combo, or not 4K combo, but a energy cost of 4 combo, then you can actually choose that energy cost of 4. Why would you do that? I don't know. But I'm just saying that's the point of the whole thing. Most of the time they'll combo like a 1K, and then they combo like a 5K, that's 2 cost, and you just go ahead and choose that 1K instead. So that's really good. And then for our counters, we're running 4 Shocking Death Balls because this is one of the best counters in the game, especially for green decks. Obviously, it's a Sparking Negate, so you can take 1 life when you have 5 or more in your drop, and also KOs 2 or less battle cards. So it really adds that pressure that we're trying to do, which is control the battle area and control a little bit of your opponent's hand and really knock them down to that life, because we have so much double strike. We have our crit. We have just a lot of pressure. So anyways, I like this deck. I hope you guys get to play it. When, like, obviously you can swap out this Mirror Assault from the skies until you get it from the draft box 4 that comes out, I believe, this Friday. You can swap them out for pretty much any Overwhelm. If you don't want to play Overwhelm, you can put Preemptive Strikes in or whatever. But give this deck a try. It's really fun. I liked it. I was really excited when I built this deck. I've been play testing it for a while, but I'm really liking it. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys have any comments, any suggestions and things like that. I haven't been playing this leader for that long, and I've been playing a lot of green decks, but if you have any suggestions, if you've been playing this guy and you think you know of a good combo, please just hit it down there in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys next time.